Hey guys, welcome back to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan. This is going to be a two-part video series. In this first part, I'm going to be framing out my wheel wells, and in the second part, I will be installing the wheel wells and applying a waterproof coating to the outside. The link for that video will be in the description below. So let's get started. The reason I decided to build my wheel wells versus have prefabricated ones made out of metal was wheel wells cause a lot of problems with water because they hang out past the outside of your trim sometimes. They catch the water, and then the water comes in and it causes problems on the inside of your tiny house. The prefabricated metal wheel wells cost about $150. Some manufacturers offer removable wheel wells, which is even more money, which doesn't make any sense. So what I'm going to do is just use all my scrap 2x4 that I have left over and scrap plywood, and I'm going to build some wheel wells, and then to waterproof them I'm going to add a tar type product to the outside, and then I'll put Tyvek on the tar, and then I'll tar over it again. So it'll have like 3 layers of waterproofing, and I'll do the whole thing so it'll be closed in. So let's get started. So to do my wheel wells, basically I'm going to build some mini walls. I'm going to have a top plate and a bottom plate. I'm going to have a short one right here, and it'll come up to a 1/2 inch below this header. And then I have another top and bottom plate that'll run from here all the way to the end there. Once I get those framed, I can square them up and I can plywood them. So when I put them on here, the plywood will go where it's supposed to go. You should have taken up public speaking because you are good at it. You are top notch. So I did all my calculating and I figured out exactly what I needed. So I have my list of material that I need to cut. And this will do pretty much everything except for these top, I'll call them joists, but whatever the hell you want to call them. They're going to go from a plate on that I'm going to nail on here and a plate on the outside, and it'll run on top of this wall that'll sit over here. So I have to make a lot of the same exact cuts. I need 24 pieces at 4.5 inches. It's a small cut. If you're off on your circular saw, it'll affect the wall a little bit. So I just got my chop saw out. Correct name is a sliding compound miter saw. Very expensive tool. You can get like a Ryobi chop saw for like 150 bucks, I think, or you go to a pawn shop. So last night I sat out here and I pulled all the nails from every single little block that I had, and I had about 300 nails that I pulled out. Took forever, but now I got all these blocks that are perfect for this project. You gotta plug it in. I installed temporary electricity out here. I wired in an outlet with 2 outlets and a light switch that controls those lights up top. The whatever this wire is called, I just wired it into a thing like this, and then I plugged it into the outlet that is on that light pole. No, it's not on the light pole, that's illegal. It's on that pole out there. And then at the end of the night I just unplug it so that in case my wiring's bad, I don't burn my freaking house down. So I always square up the ends so I got a nice clean ends, and I need them at 4.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it at 4.5 inches. I'm going to bring the saw down so that it's good on my line, and then I'm going to take my pencil and put a mark right there. Now if I had like a proper table out here, I could put a block and nail a block onto here so that it's like a stop block. Then I just slide it up to my line and I can keep cutting. So these are going to be my studs for the wall. I needed 24 of them. I cut a few extra because I bet you they're going to split, and just in case I counted wrong, but I got my 24 studs cut. I'm going to cut all my plates 4 3/4. Now these are going to be my plates for all my my shorter walls. There's just going to be 1 stud on the ends, so I can just real quickly lay them out. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. I just need to know which one's which.
Oh, hello guys, how are you? See, I told you I'm going to make it into all of the videos. I lose interest in you, you bore me to sleep.
Oh, my phone just took the hardest hit I've ever seen it take. Peen, you hit my phone.
I didn't mean to, it was an accident. I just chicken dog syndrome. Don't do that. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, where are we at? I need to cut some long boys. Whoa, Peen, getting brave. You're just doing it on your own now.
I am doing it on my own. I'm an on my own type of dog.
Come on, let's go. I built this temporary lumber holder. It's just a scrap block nailed to the side with a diagonal to support it. It gets the lumber up off the floor out of my way. It's just above my head, so I won't hit my head on it. But I can still reach everything. It's making the lumber sit level, so they're not going to get twists and kinks in them and stuff like that. Open my eyes as wide as... Why are you filming with a GoPro? Because look at this. It catches the whole damn house. Greatest camera to use when you're filming in a tiny house. So I have all my plates and my studs cut. The shorter plates are already laid out. I just got to lay out these longer plates. To figure that out, I'm just going to take this, hold it so it's 3.5 inches in from the end. I'll check both sides. Since I want, this doesn't really matter. These studs don't need to line up with these, but it'll look good if I do it that way. So I'm just going to put my first mark and square it across. If you have a lot of plates that you need to lay out at one time, just square them up like this. Now 4 of these plates are going to be used for this top wall, so I can set those to the side for now. When you're nailing up small walls, if you were to go like this and nail it in this way, this block's going to go flying this way and you're going to end up with a huge gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand these plates up, stand the studs up on their end like this. I'll make sure I'm flush all the way around. That's good. Holy shit. I had someone comment about my nail gun usage and how it's extremely unsafe. I've shot over 1 million nails in my lifetime out of this exact gun to correctly, well, I'm not going to say correctly because I don't say it is correct, but if you're new with a nail gun, this right here is a safety. When this thing is depressed, the nail gun will shoot. If I pull down on the trigger, it won't shoot until this is engaged. Holy shit, that was dangerous. What that safety Sally was saying is that I need to fully depress the nail gun onto the surface that I want to nail, then pull the trigger, and then it's good. It depends what I'm nailing. Sometimes I'll do that. If I'm nailing up a wall, that trigger's pulled already before I hit the plate because I've done it so many times. And if I'm back nailing plywood, it's the same thing. But in this case, I'll do what Safety Sally said. I'm out of nails. Gotta go get some. Oh, I'm gonna ooh, that was bad spray.
We're sheltered from the sunlight in the shade beneath the tree. We hide behind the shadows like an orphaned refugee. The apple tree of knowledge shed its fruit along the way. The injury is fading, but the hunger is here to stay until the day when there's no memory of what we used to be.
When I'm cutting plywood, since plywood accuracy doesn't need to be exactly right on, I'm looking at this point right here. If I cut on this side of the line or this side of the line, it's really not going to matter. So all I'm doing is looking at this point right here. I'm looking at the blade at the beginning of my cut and this point to make sure I'm running square at the beginning. But once I start cutting, I just look right here and keep going.
The heads all turn to darkness when the sun engulfs the sky.
So So I ripped some plywood down. I'm just going to plywood this wall. You want this plate to be running at least straight. Since it's so small, I'll be able to tweak it and twist it. If it was a taller wall, you would definitely want to nail that down so it's straight. But I'm also going to use this, this edge as a straight edge roughly. This is why you want to keep your hands away from this edge of the board at all times, because that can happen. And if your hand was sitting right here holding that in place, you would have got poked. So this one I just framed right here is going to be sitting on top of those little walls that I made. Basically, it's going to be an upside down floor. Now I need to notch this plywood out 3.5 inches this way by this depth right here, so that it can slide up underneath the header. It's going to sit on top of here, and the plywood, I made these a 1/2 inch shorter than this, so that 1/2 inch plywood is going to go right on the bottom of this, so it needs to be notched for here. Looks good. I haven't nailed any of this in, but I just wanted to rough check it to make sure it was good. This window right here was framed bigger so that I could accommodate for the window above. It's actually going to get shrunken down maybe 3 inches, 2 inches or something like that. So I'll have enough room for my trim to go around the window. But this will basically be the end of my bedroom, because my bedroom's below my loft. My loft will be about 3'6" up, and that'll be where my kitchen is. I'm doing it reverse. Alright guys, thanks for watching. The link for part 2 will be in the description below. Be sure to check it out. If you liked the video and felt it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought. And to really show me some love, click right up there and show your support. Thanks for watching, guys.